What's up, Harley? Next time I see you, you're gonna be a girl. Fuck you, man. Motherfucker better not cut off either. Alright, and the motherfuckers better not start calling me either. It's hot, I don't give a shit. Fuck am I supposed to do? Want me to save y'all monkey ass? Too late. What up, niggas? Yeah, it's hot. And these demons don't like that shit. Today, as I'm recording this shit, it's what? July 13th, I think. The temperature at the time when I recorded this little screenshot shit, it was 90 degrees. It might have reached 92, and it felt like 94. And the humidity wasn't too bad, but as y'all can see, over the next number of days, it could reach 96, 97, 95. Uh-oh. It's hot. Too bad. Might as well get used to it. Heathens. Because soon they gonna have this motherfucking reality where it's gonna be a whole lot hotter than this. And this is what they asked for, so good. Wicked ass motherfuckers. Anyway, as always, I gotta read y'all something. Now, this type of shit happens all the motherfucking time. But you usually don't hear nothing about this type of shit unless you're on the internet, of course. This shit is from AOL.com, courtesy of New York Daily News.com. All right, listen to this shit. Listen to this shit, niggas. I told you niggas, you gotta read. See, I reads. Again, this is from AOL.com, courtesy of New York Daily News.com. It says, House of Horrors. Horrors. Kids with black eyes, dead animals found at deplorable Pennsylvania home, say cops. Check this shit out. Come on. Is this? Yeah, it's playing. Come on, nigga. Let's do that shit. All right. Home is where the horror is. Pennsylvania State Police described deplorable conditions, including 2 children with black eyes and several dead animals inside a wretched home on Tuesday. Inside the residence, there were approximately 4 inches of sewage in the basement, numerous bugs, maggots, flies, fleas, feces, urine all over the residence, State Police Corporal Robert Kirby said during the press conference. The discovery was made after a passerby spotted a child playing in the road near the Upper Oxford Township house on Tuesday evening and called police. Philadelphia ABC affiliate WPVI reported. There were reportedly 3 children and an adult child living with 2 parents in the home among dead and living animals. Dead rabbits, dogs, a chicken, and a pig were found decomposing in the home. Police believe several other dead animals had been buried on the property. a combination of 25 dogs, cats, a pig, snakes, rats, and a bearded dragon were found alive, police told WPVI. No child, no adult, no animal should be living in that house, Kirby said. That's how bad it is. Every time they have these type of stories, you always got somebody who says some of the dumbest shit. These quotes they be giving just don't make no damn sense for them to say. Just robotic ass dummies. What the fuck did he say? Look, no child, no adult, no animal should be living in that house. No shit, motherfucker. Lord have mercy. Is that all that motherfucker got to say? That's like the greatest quote I've ever heard in my life. Bullshit. Police were also seen carrying 12 rifles and 8 handguns out of the home on Wednesday, WCAU reported. Kirby said police are working with the health department to have the house condemned. My investigators came back and told me I've been in many deplorable houses, but they have said that this is one of the worst that they've ever seen, that they've seen, Kirby said. The children have been placed with other family members who probably ain't shit either. And the parents will be charged with animal cruelty. A child abuse investigation is ongoing, police said. Holy shit.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Here we go. As I predicted, Hurricane Barry did just that. It became a hurricane. So it's now Hurricane Barry, and it is crashing now into New Orleans. So, 3 days ago, we gave everyone a warning about this thing. And because we felt in our spirit, we knew the Lord was leading that this storm was going to be a whole lot more than what anybody was anticipating. And the reason is, as you guys know, we've been studying all of the flood waters and the waters raging down from the middle of the country. Barry strengthens into a hurricane just a few minutes ago, and it's already lashing along the Louisiana coast, and New Orleans is on the brink due to the fact all the floodwaters from all the rain up in Omaha, Nebraska, and Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the 2 snow cyclones we had, one in March and one in April, both in the middle of the country, that affected again Nebraska, and of course the raging waters up in South Dakota, North Dakota, and the flooding up in Minnesota, and the harsh rains that hit Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, and all that water had to flow into the Wabash River, the Illinois River, the Arkansas River, all flooding into the Ohio River, into the Mississippi River. And then as it got all the way down into past Little Rock, we prayed for Little Rock, Little Rock, Little Rock. You guys heard me. I said, Little Rock, Little Rock, Little Rock. Well, the prayers worked because the water made its way past Little Rock, got down into the Delta, the Mississippi Delta down in Louisiana. And then all of a sudden, here comes Barry.
Paul Begley? What up, Black? You better be glad I like you out just until you shut up. What's up, baby? What the fuck was I finna say? Shit, I don't know. This is what I was finna say. I uploaded that last video. Yeah, I can't remember what the name of it was and shit. End Times News and the New Jerusalem. I uploaded that video on July 7th. As always, when I be making these videos, it takes me longer than I plan to make them, and I end up being up well over 24 hours, as usual. So that day, I went to sleep about 5 p.m. Slept for 12 hours straight, 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. And during this time that I was knocked out for 12 hours, I had one of my super duper powerful dreams. I was talking to one of my subscribers, and I described this dream as best as I possibly could, because I remember a lot of details about it. But at the time, like most of the dreams I had like this, I don't really understand what it means, and I'm always talking about that things are going on in the real world, the spirit world. And usually, nothing manifests in our physical reality on the level that many people think, including me, based on certain dreams I have. It just depends on the situation. But this time, oh yeah, this shit manifested in the real world, in the spirit world. And it manifested big time in our fake ass physical reality. So, I'm gonna play a couple of 2-3 clips or whatever from YouTube channel JK Bugout, talking about this, among other things, this Hurricane Barry. Lord have mercy. Here this motherfucker come. Now, I'm gonna read y'all a little bit of the email that I sent to my subscriber, describing this dream. Like I said, I was knocked out for 12 hours straight. So sometime between July 7th and July 8th is when I actually had this dream. So listen to this shit. Listen to this shit, niggas. Okay, here we go. Now this is the email I sent to my subscriber talking about this dream I had between July 7th and July 8th when I was knocked out for 12 hours straight and shit. This is what I said. Listen to this shit. Listen to this shit, niggas. As always, I was working on the video for YouTube, and I stayed up longer than I planned. When I finally went to sleep, I was truly all over the place, experiencing so much in the spirit world. In this dream, something bad happened to the world, and I was playing this character, this important character, like I was in a movie or something. I've had many dreams like this, and I remember some type of politician, like a mayor or something, made a public speech in front of a crowd of people. And I remember shaking his hand after he spoke, and he didn't look too happy. Before that happened, in that same dream, I believe the entire world started spinning. I've had many dreams of the world spinning, but I also had many dreams of major floods. And many of those dreams of flooding already manifested in our physical reality. The only reason I'm not sure exactly what happened is because I was in what could have been a house, but inside it was more like a huge empty container. Celebrities always have to be involved with my dreams. And I remember the actor, Eddie Murphy, and somebody else with him. They was also there. I didn't hear a loud boom like most of the time before the world started spinning in my dreams. But this house or container that I was in started spinning, if not the whole world was spinning. It lasted a few seconds, and when I came out, I vaguely remember seeing water, like a major flood or some type of storm had just happened. Yet, when I was walking around playing this character, I could easily tell something bad just happened based on the scene that I experienced. The looks on everybody's face and the feeling they had was like, what do we do now? See? Y'all keep fucking with me. It's your ass, Mr. Postman. my dreams and visions and parallel realities. Lord have mercy. All right. Now, again, y'all know how I be spider. Y'all know how I predicting shit like a motherfucker. And I ain't got to make shit up. Yeah. I had this dream right after I uploaded that last video. And I told my subscriber that based on this type of dream, that I knew some major shit went down in the spirit world, the real world. I didn't, obviously, I talked about this a number of times. I didn't know whether or not it was going to manifest in our physical reality anytime soon anyway. And it did. So during this time, we had a major shift in the real world, in the spirit world is also this shit went down, manifested big time in our physical reality. And another one of my subscribers sent me some information, sent me a link to this video. They was also talking about this shift in so many words. Like I said, everybody used different words and all this shit, different terms. They was talking about the Schumann resonance, the vibration is rising on Earth. The vibrations is rising in the universe. And like I said in one of them last videos, every time this shit happens, it's great for us, God's people, and it's bad for the rest of these niggas. And this is why you see these motherfuckers freaking out right now. This shit manifested in the real world, the spirit world, and it manifested in our fake ass physical reality as well. Hurricane Barry. So anyway, I'm gonna play a few clips from J.K. Bugout. He's gonna talk a little bit about this Hurricane Barry, and he's also gonna talk about this buck moon that's coming up, this full moon. Somebody, it wasn't J.K. Bugout, it was somebody else. They just set another date, and y'all know how I'm talking about. I'm always talking about when these motherfuckers set these dates, some major spiritual shit is going down. And I told one of my subscribers that this shit is leading up to not only this buck moon, it's also leading up to July 23rd. We already in this time frame of the summer solstice. And during this time, a lot of people, especially niggas, the gods, during this time we be in God mode. This is why the distractions and false flags and whatever else be at such a high level, because they're trying to prevent us from connecting to that spiritual power that we have, being connected to the heavens, being able to manifest certain things in our lives in a positive sense, of course. But what's new? So anyway, I'm gonna play this little video I put together with J.K. Bugout, and as always, I'll see y'all on the other side. Peace. Shut up.
I kind of get this feeling like, okay, what now? You know, because I'm really weary, to be honest with you. I'm weary. You know, part of me just wants to go home to be with the Lord. Part of me I'm just tired of seeing it. You know, I see all this media, you know, all this corruption stories about. I saw a story about a mother and a father who were divorcing, and the mother was trying to convince he was like a 7-year-old boy or something in elementary school, that he was a girl. And the father was telling the boy, no, you're a boy. And, you know, she's accusing him of mental abuse because the boy is quote unquote transgender. And so, you know, he ought to be treated like a girl. And the boy is in elementary school. And it's just a shame. You know, I see these things and it just sickens me to the point to where it's like, okay, man, I'm just so sick of this. I'm just tired I'm tired of the corruption. And so part of me is just like wanting to see a change, you know, and I'm weary in that regard. But as far as the things in Pego 2, I still feel like, hey, that was some spot on. It points to that. It points to Easter Island Eclipse, points to July 4th. Well, so I asked you guys in a poll, what do you guys think about it? And most people were saying that they think it was a kickoff date. Some people said they think it just points to this month. And mind you, okay, because I gotta point to some things in here, okay, because there are things in here that point to this month. We obviously seen that already, but I mean, you got the buck on the wall, and there was and I have to cover this hurricane information, but I guess I'll cover this right quick. A subscriber a while back, I don't remember who it was pointing out how this is the only one that has a circle for a head. The other ones are ovals, but this one has a circle, and how the buck is tied into it, kind of coming off of it, and talked about how this was a buck moon, and it is. And you see the 1-9 here, made out of the legs and the hoofs of this buck. So the 19, the buck moon, and the buck moon. Now I know you guys, people say don't say dates. That's the way I think. Okay. Now, somebody also said, hey, every number doesn't refer to a date. True. Okay, that is very true. And there are some things in here that refer to things in the book of Revelation, like the LC, the 12:3, refers to Revelation 12:3. They tried to tie it into Revelation 12:1 and 2. There are things in here that tie into Revelation 13, the trumpets in Revelation 8 through Revelation 9. These things are covered in here. So, yes, not all dates or not all numbers in here refer to dates. Okay, but let me point this out. The full moon in the month of July is the buck moon. Okay, and it occurs on July 16th. Okay, July 16th. And if this was pointing to uh, a kickoff date, or a just indicating the month, okay, because to me, okay, this is the way to me it is very strongly shown that this 4th of July is indicated in this video after the Easter Island eclipse on the 2nd. 4th of July comes right after that. Showed it in 3 different calendars. That's what it's showing. Okay, that's the way I think. Okay, and so either it is part of the timeline indicating this month heavily. 4th of July is a date everybody knows about. It's an event everybody knows about. So maybe it's saying, hey, this is a big thing in July. Look at this, look at this. Okay, this is the month we're talking about. Maybe. Okay, but I want to point to some other things in here. Okay, you have the buck moon. Okay, the moon shaped the buck. You have the full moon in the video. Okay, you have the full moon in the video here, right here. Okay, in this video. Okay, so if we're talking about a full moon, now we talked about how he turns into Tammuz, Tammuz transcends and becomes the sun, etc. So keeping that in mind, but it is a full moon. And the full moon for this month is the buck moon, okay? And it's on July 16th. Well, mind you also that it has the water lily in here, water lily, and that is the flower for July. Okay, so there are things in here that point to July. Now, I want to point out something regarding this buck moon. Okay, this buck moon, this full, it's called the buck moon, and on this date because that's when it's a full moon. But also on this date, July 16th, also on this date, you have a partial lunar eclipse. Okay, a partial lunar eclipse, and that is when, okay, you have the full moon, and then you see the Earth shadow crossing over the path of the moon. So, and I know there's flat earthers out there. I'm not dissing. This is just, I'm giving you the official explanation. Okay, and so you have the full moon, and then you have this circular shadow that crosses over the full moon. And whenever it crosses over it and covers up in entirety, that's when you get the blood moon. Okay, that's when the moon turns red, because the light coming around the Earth hitting the sun or the moon indirectly casts this red aura on the moon. Okay, now, so there is going to be a full moon. Okay, check this out because this is interesting. There is going to be a full moon on July 16th, and there is going to be a partial lunar eclipse on July 16th. Now, that moon is the buck moon. Okay, it is the full moon that is the buck moon. Now, we saw in August 21st, 2017, there was a total solar eclipse that occurred over the United States. And that was the end of August 2017. And then in September 2017, we saw the month of hurricanes. Okay, we saw, Irma, Maria, Jose. You remember all those hurricanes that converged on America. Okay, Harvey hit Houston really hard. Now, that was the month after the total solar eclipse. And the reason why that is, I mean, it's tied into Pet Goat too, because it ties into Aphrodite, something birthed out of the sea, because that is the origin, according to the mythology, of Aphrodite, birthed out of the sea. And it ties into Uranus, who is the sky. Okay, and so when he gets castrated in the mythology, after that, Aphrodite is born. Now, this is, I'm not saying this stuff is real, but this is what they use. And you see Greek mythology in Pet Goat 2, etc. I mean, they name all their space shuttles, Apollo 13, yada, yada, yada. They name everything after these mythological deities, okay? And again, I could be missing something. There's a lot that points to a time. There is a validated timeline in here. I want you to understand what I'm saying here. Although there is so much pointing July 4th, if that was some type of kickoff, I don't know. Okay. But right now, I want to just bring your attention to a specific detail in this video. All right. That is too coincidental to not be brought up. Okay. So on the chalkboard back here, you have the genitals with the penis. Okay. Tied into the eclipse, the severing of Uranus' genitals after the eclipse. And then you have it shooting this way, and what comes down on Obama's head is this sperm droplet. Okay, it's to be passed off as sweat, but it's tied into the genitals. It's tied into the sperm droplet after the eclipse. Okay, so understand what they're talking about here. Something birthed out of the sea after the eclipse, and it falls down. Okay, it falls down, and so understand this, that there is a something birthed out of the sea being designated here. This falls down to where the water is, if you will, where the water lily is. Donald Trump himself tweeted this October 17, 2012. Do you believe Barack Hussein Obama, aka Barry Soetoro, looked like a president last night? I don't. And so there was a lot going on where people were saying Barack Obama is Barry Soetoro. Okay. And even the president, Donald J. Trump, calls him Barry. Okay, now, after the eclipse, they showed these hurricanes and named them. Now, after this second eclipse, which is in this video, this Easter Island eclipse, you have severed genitals, the sperm coming off of it falling down to where water is indicated. But it's coming down specifically over Obama's face, who is called Barry. Now, what is the first potential hurricane to hit the United States that you see coming up after this eclipse? You have uh, warning category 3 plus hurricane. I'm going to zoom into this. Now, this is from a channel called Thor News. Okay, he's not a Christian, but I like him. He lives in Houston. I think he's genuine, but he talks a lot about astrology and stuff like that, which I don't agree with. But the title of his video, which we'll look at parts of it, says warning category 3 plus Hurricane Barry could be major. Texas now in play.
I was watching the last season of that show, Stranger Things? Of course, they had some major shit in there with Russians. hmm And a little while ago, I made a video from at the time his YouTube channel was called Nibiru News, and he changed his YouTube channel to Twisted Truth. Now, check this out. See, I told y'all there's always conflicting reports when this type of shit goes down. I'm specifically talking about this shit that went down with the Russians, their submarine, and the shit that the so-called U.S. government is hiding as well, based on what happened to them. As time goes on, we continue to be distracted with other bullshit, and these type of stories will be completely forgotten by most people within a matter of days, if not hours. And shit just keep coming out about what really went down concerning this shit with the U.S. and Russian submarines. Now, YouTube channel Twisted Truth. He published a video. He published a couple of videos. But on July 3rd, he published the first video talking about this shit. And I told y'all before, this motherfucker's legit. His sources be dropping some motherfucking knowledge like a motherfucker. The video he published on July 3rd, the name of the video is Black Goo Found Aboard Doomed Russian Submarine. Black Goo. Again, this is from YouTube channel Twisted Truth, and I'm going to read a little bit of the article that he was reading in this video. Listen to this shit, niggas. Bring this motherfucker up. I can't see. An unearthly substance described by Russian MOD officials as gelatinous black protoplasm, or black goo, was discovered aboard the derelict remains of the Lasharic submersible. Somebody mentioned, I think that was JK Bugout, talked about that name, that word Lasharic, like shark. There we go again, that iPad Go 2 shit. A Russian deep sea research vessel gutted by a mysterious catastrophic fire that incinerated 14 crew members whose bodies were so badly burned, even their teeth melted in their heads. Damn! The Lasharik's smoldering husk was unceremoniously towed to the Russian port of Sevastopol, whatever, on the Black Sea. The submersible, actually a nuclear-powered submarine, was widely believed to be a key asset of the Russian main Directorate of Deep Sea Research, a naval branch that conducts covert operations in all the world's oceans. Shortly after the sub floundered on Monday and Vladimir Putin ordered Defense Minister Sergei Shogu to Sevastopol, whatever, the internet became awash with conspiracy theories, with some people irresponsibly claiming a conflict occurred between U.S. and Russian submarines in the North Atlantic. This is what them motherfuckers reported. Motherfucker. They conflated Vice President Pence's aborted trip to New Hampshire, the Secretary of State's plane unexpectedly taken to the air, and Putin's emergency meeting with the Russian Security Council as a prelude to World War III. It's your ass, Mr. Postman. Our sources, FSB agent Dmitry Osmosovich and Dr. Angelika Balabinov, who collectively bear the torch once held by the late Strelnikov Isaac Stepanovich, said no battle occurred and the submarine was lost while investigating reports of an unidentified flying object that crashed in Russian territorial waters at approximately 10 p.m. Moscow time on Sunday. A radar station on the Kamchatka Peninsula, whatever, tracked an inbound bogey descending into the atmosphere at a 90-degree angle at speeds exceeding Mach 10. It dipped below radar coverage and struck the frigid waters of the Barents Sea. Sound like some alien type shit to me. Especially when they talking about this motherfucking black goo. It's your ass, Mr. Postman. No matter what that shit is. There's been a lot of talk over the years about this black goo. Some people say it's alien. Some people say it's melanin. Niggas. Now, of course, they've shown this shit in so many movies. X-Files. They showed it in one of them, Hunger Games movies and shit. Of course, you got that movie Venom. It's always going to be theories, debates, and beliefs about what this shit is. This so-called black goo. One thing I know for sure is your ass, Mr. Postman. They fucked with wrong nigga, and I ain't just talking about me. I'm fucking with all of us, because all this shit is coming upon these wicked ass motherfuckers. And a lot of this shit that's alien or whatever the case may be, even if it's some fucking demons, entities, not all these motherfuckers are down, so to speak, with these wicked ass motherfuckers that we fighting here in this reality. So a lot of times, it's a lot of shit. Entities or whatever, they're not on our side either. God's people. But they ain't with the so-called Illuminati either. And shit, a lot of this wicked shit that's going on, all these entities out here, they coming after these wicked motherfuckers too in this fucking world that we living in and shit. So again, this black goo shit that they talking about, yeah. Like I said, all this shit is orchestrated by our Father in heaven, down to the tiniest detail. Black goo coming for your ass. What more can I say? That's my report for this evening. Jesus Christ, I'm out of here. Lord have mercy. Stop making that noise, nigga.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Well, once again, I'm digging again. Indiana Paul. I'm Pastor Paul Begley, but we've got a very serious situation here. Pray for me, of course, with my ear infection. It's very severe. Pain is severe, and I'm off balance. But here's what I do know. We have a tremendous power outage, a massive power outage in New York. Now, I seen it when it first happened. I thought, maybe it's something small, but no, it's not, folks. It has crippled Manhattan. All the lights are out. All the traffic lights are out. The air conditionings are out of these massive buildings. People are stuck in elevators everywhere, in every all of these different buildings across the whole city, in Manhattan, in New York City. People are stuck in elevators. People are stuck in subways at 110 degrees right now, and they can't get the doors open. They're stuck underground. The electricity's out. The air conditioning's out. So now the heat is rising big time. It's 90 some degrees already. There's car crashes taking place. Pedestrians have been hit. And there's no end in sight. We know that there's been some substations, but folks, this is the anniversary of the great New York City blackout that was on July 13th and July 14th of 1977. So 87, 97, okay, here we are, guys, 42 years later on the exact date. You're telling me 42 years to the day you're going to have another New York City blackout?
42. That number sounds familiar, don't it? Revelation chapter 13, verse 5. King James Version. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. All I got to say is, it's your ass, Mr. Postman.
You ain't tell me shit.